Okay, guys, so I struck a deal with the AI. Unfortunately, these two don't quite exactly appreciate it, so they're going to be like this for a minute. Basically, the AI just wants us to rewatch this disaster of a show, and then she'll let us go home.
I have a blue mustache now.
Nerdcast, active commentary mode.
Activate.
Activate. Very excited about this.
How many languages do I know again?
Why are you asking us that?
I remember this episode.
Well, define no. I can speak a few phrases in German, but that's about it now.
Best part of this episode, you could have said anything, and we wouldn't have known. I don't know if our viewers would have known.
We're professionals.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Try to be.
I mean, if we just need the sound good, I could do that.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbine to speed.
Now featuring 10 times more polar bears.
Best picture of Lucas ever.
Totally looks like you have a sword there.
It's actually just a picture of Lucas wearing a mask.
Now it's gone.
What?
That's Lucas.
I remember
Yeah, as far as
this
we
was
can
when
tell,
we had the
he
prophecy.
rendered
Remember that time you dressed up as me?
Oh god, the prophecy is further along than I
the
feared.
prophecy.
There's a prophecy
This
now.
was also my
I'll explain it all. Just go.
shameless.
Self-advertisement day,
Yes,
I remember.
even though it was already over.
Halloween.
Field of Screams.
Halloween is forever.
This is
Next
it.
year, guys. Next
Yep.
Halloween.
Last time we
No
talked
one
about
noticed
how
that we
Apple
have
versus
typos
Microsoft.
When we
This
write
time,
things
we're
on
going to talk about the only
No one
console war
noticed that.
that
That's why
anyone
I'm
cares
telling you
about
not to
anymore.
notice it.
Microsoft versus Sony.
So PlayStation
Which
versus
we're gonna start off
Xbox.
with Nintendo versus
Amazing.
PlayStation 4
For those of you
kicking
unaware,
Xbox
PlayStation
One's
was not
ass.
originally
Duh.
planned to be its own console.
It seems
It
like
began as a joint
PS4
project
is
between
going to
Nintendo
win
and
out in the
Sony
console
for
war right
Super
now, and that excites me because I'm a
Sony
self-loving
had just
Sony
announced
fanboy.
it.
Well, I mean, what else was gonna win? The
Then the next day,
X-Bone?
Nintendo said, nah,
The
we
Wii
don't
U,
want it.
The
clearly.
disc-eating X-Bone?
I'm so ready for Nintendo to just focus
Okay.
on the DS.
Like, nom,
So,
nom, nom, nom,
why
nom.
do you think Nintendo
Well,
decided they
luckily,
liked Philips
Sony
better
is a
than Sony for their...
Japanese company, and they just can't
I-
take that
disc-based,
amount of shame lying
Because
down.
Sony's a competitive
It's been a
company.
few
Oh, you
years.
mean way back when?
Way back when.
Oh god, was that what caused the horrible CDI Zelda games?
Released in
That
1994,
I
No
feel
one
like
speaks
that's
of.
I feel like that's an
system of
answer
that
for
generation,
Wikipedia
and
and
it was the
Wikipedia
first
alone.
console to sell 100 million.
So many games. The PlayStation when I really caught my stride
For reference,
as a
that
gamer.
was 2 years
I like the
before
PlayStation because I
Nintendo
got it
64.
while my brother still had the
And 4
64.
years before the
Don't get me
Sega
wrong, I love the
Dreamcast.
64.
Because
But,
the original
you know,
PlayStation did
there's
so
just
well,
something about when he got his. It was
1500
like, oh my god, look at how fast the disc spins. And I got to be like,
PS1
I
was
know, you're so
released
far
in
behind the
2000.
times. It was just great.
It was the
You know,
original
it's weird. Of all the
slightly
games, like
smaller than the first
PS2 is supposed to be the
PlayStation
golden
console
age
and
of
had a
gaming.
special
Like so far,
peripheral
like, the PS2
such
was
as
the
a
console
mini
with the
screen to
most
play
games on
games
it
when you
ever.
travel.
But the PS1 has the games that I'm still.
PlayStation
Oh, there's
2 was
PS2.
released the same
Speak
year,
of the devil.
and it outsold
The
all
PS1 has the
other
games that
consoles
I'm
of the
still
era,
going back
including
and
the first
buying.
PlayStation.
For those of you wondering,
Fastest
the
console to reach
PS4
100
broke all of
million units
PS2's
sold,
records.
which took 5
Yeah,
years
pretty
and
much
9 months.
instantly. But the
But
PS2
this
is
is
still
what
sort
makes
of
it one of the
legendary
most
because it got so much
successful
attention.
The PS4 hasn't even released in all the various
Ooh,
areas
it's a picture
yet
of me.
either.
It's a picture of me. I love me.
Oh, and it sounds like The Last Guardian's getting pushed back to the PS4,
When
but
is
they're
it?
still working on it.
Oh, that'll come out on the PS5, don't worry.
This joke might not have come through in the original review on the footage, but I was suggesting we play a game of hoop and sticks.
Online, woo!
There
I
should be an
think
online.
the best thing about this is your amazing fake enthusiasm here. It's beautiful.
Well, most people don't know this, but that is my actual speaking voice. When I'm not on
Profession-
screen, I pretty much sound like Kevin Spacey in House of Cards.
He actually sounds more intelligent in this than he does in real life.
That's, again, because I sound like a senator in a fictional universe.
Were you living in an Amish paradise? Well, I guess you couldn't because these are electronic tractors, so this is more advanced. I would love to see an Amish game.
It's future Amish.
So what's it like playing DLC for Farmville?
Oh, I wish. Farmville has more to do.
I would disagree with you there. You can drive in this game. In Farmville, it's like, look, I have seeds. Let's plant them.
Okay, so you can either just plant seeds for free, or you can just drive a tractor for how much was this? So yeah, I pick Farmville.
Yeah,
I'll
I
get
paid
the
full
game
price
from
for
Mitch.
this.
Actually, I pick Zelda. Just gonna go do that.
I paid full price for this game.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
It's okay. The funniest thing is just the backlash I got for it on Steam. I posted a written review for a website I write for on Steam. I shouldn't have posted it. Okay, admittedly, I should not have posted it in the community section for the game.
No, you definitely should have.
But I had so much backlash. So many people are angry. I've had to actually respond in written format and argue with people online, which, in terms of a budding game reviewer's career, is probably a big step.
Yeah, I remember when I did that about Wonder Woman.
That.
Okay, are you ready for it? What's this?
What's what?
I said, are you ready for it?
No, you said, "Are you ready for it?"
That was on the screen, you missed it.
Tractors?
Tractors, there's more tractors!
I'm ready for more tractors, guys.
Get ready for tractors and driving them in straight lines.
Tractors.
This game requires the mental acuity.
Screw straight lines.
Oh, I hate this
inside the
game.
line.
I'm gonna
You can
drive
buy
at right
animals.
angles.
You can buy animals in this game, but they just stand around.
It's true. Developers
Can
actually said they're going to
you run
release a
them
patch where
over?
you can do something. No, they stay in a pen. They're going to release a patch where you can do something with the animals.
I'm
but
afraid
for
of
this
what that
point,
means.
At this point in the game, you can spend in-game money on them. You can't interact with them in any way. You don't even have to feed them. They just stand there,
Wow.
dead. And
So
staring
they're
at
so they're like lawn gnomes for your farm.
Yeah, except occasionally lawn gnomes don't just move.
Yeah, yes, they do.
Oh, well, that's actually an elaborate prank we've been pulling on you for years.
Off on the shelf.
Destiny. The next game from
Destiny.
It's just going to be Borderlands with more dark, intense story about the end of the world. You fight the aliens that, as we all know, have always lived inside of the moon.
So
Okay.
even less of a reason for me to care about it.
However, I think the gameplay will still be good because it's Bungie, even if the story's not.
That's probably fair.
I'm worried about it being more mediocre than the hype is telling it is.
So exactly like Halo, more mediocre than the hype would suggest.
I just don't like shooter games with shields.
Metal Gear Solid.
I'm still waiting for Metal Gear Gas.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
They had Metal Gear Liquid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid
Well, there's
Liquid and
Liquid Snake and Solid Snake.
I'm also waiting for Metal Gear Plasma. That would be sweet.
Metal Gear Extremely Heated Plasma.
Wait.
oh, Valentine's Day suggestion, guys.
What
is it?
Valentine's Day.
This is the first
Oh,
time
thank God she didn't say Professional Farmer.
After having its release date
I'm going to buy you
pushed
Professional
back,
Farmer.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea for a Valentine's Day gift.
As we should point out, this is the first time a
Jess, I
question mark
don't
appears
want
in this
Fable.
episode.
I want Metal Gear
Not
Solid
like I have
5.
anyone to buy me a
In the
Valentine's
meantime,
present
you can take
anyways.
a break from playing
Unlike you
Pokemon
guys.
and Link
Well,
Between
let's
Worlds
skip
to
right
get
over
the
your
update
deep
for
and
your
brooding
3DS.
sadness to talk
Yep.
about standing next to a
This update
Nintendo
allows you
logo.
As
and talking
usual.
about it.
Log in using your Nintendo Network ID.
I don't honestly
why is this
remember what you're
outstanding,
talking
Jess?
about at this
Well,
specific part
now
of
your
the
wish
news.
list and
She's
your
talking
wall
about
will
Nintendo.
finally be one
Oh.
across your current
How
gen
could you have
Nintendo
known that?
platforms.
She means
And
your
look, you're talking about
3DS and
Nintendo
your
too.
Wii U.
We don't
They
know
also
that for
added
sure.
Miiverse functionality
I would
to the
answer,
3DS.
but the AI won't
Oh
let
my
me
god, I don't know
talk
why I'm
about
so excited because
Superpowers
none
out.
of this really matters and I don't care.
Block it out.
I was gonna say it won't let me talk about
And now
superpowers.
for me to enragedly
Well, I
re-enter.
guess this means
3,
I got to talk
2,
about Link now.
1. There I am.
Superpowers that I don't.
Do you know why you're yelling at me?
I think.
Yeah, because
I
you
think.
were gonna do my Zelda review.
Right, and here's you not talking about Zelda.
A strictly horror game.
But he is dressed as a snazzy Power Ranger.
Thank you.
And look at me as the murderous surgeon.
Instead,
Those scrubs
I'm
were
much
white
more
when she put
interested
them on.
in general creepiness.
So how good
let
was
me
this game?
ask,
So
how do you play a
good. Probably
game
my game of
that's
the year.
aware it's a game?
Between this Last
It's
of Us
aware that you're
and
playing it, not only
Beyond
that,
Two Souls.
it might hate you.
I
Last
need
of
to
Us
play
was
it
so
all-
good.
I need to
You have
play
a way
all
with
three
words,
of them.
by the way.
I have a way with words?
Yes.
Well, I have an English degree. It helps. I'm thousands of dollars in debt to have a way with words.
Not that I have my degree.
Thousands of dollars that this job is not providing.
See, Mitch has a way with words. I just have my way.
The AI only feeds us in food. We don't get paid for this job.
You get food?
That's it.
That's it.
This is my second job where I don't get paid in money.
You know, thinking
My other
back,
one I get paid in comics
that's
to support this job, which pays me in nothing.
thinking
happiness.
back about this review. I really should have mentioned that it really is a metaphor. Question mark again. It really is a metaphor for life.
Question mark.
Do you have any choices, or are you just going through life?
Yeah, no, think about it. Like, if life is a meaningless quandary, then our seeking of meaning in it is the reason for life.
Do you have this game on hand? Because I suddenly want to play it now that you said that.
Yeah, philosophy does that every now and then. I got it on Steam. You can get it on Steam. It's like $15.
Yeah, but I think they're about to release it. The family
else
sharing
is-
thing is out of beta, so I think they're going to start releasing some stuff.
What else is philosophical? What if we all see colors differently, but we just call them by the same names?
Well, sometimes I think green is actually the background of our studio.
Why?
I know.
No.
So weird.
I guess it's fun or something.
I need more
The
Power
entire
Rangers
game
t-shirts.
So what's the deal with just the doors there? Is it door number 1, door number 2,
That's,
pick one.
That is the start of the game. See, the game gives you a series of choices, of very binary choices, and that's the first one.
So you do A or B.
And
So
every time you reach an ending, you start back at the first binary choice. And like the whole game is a make your own adventure book.
oh god, I'm gonna have to do like a diagram in a tree when I start playing
There
this.
already is one. I actually looked it up when I was after I got through playing the game. There's tree endings, and then there's 3 endings that are even more hidden that they can't put on the tree because of the difficulty of finding them.
Wow.
Altogether, I think there's somewhere between 18 and 21 endings to this game.
I'm going to map it out.
Some people have already.
I had to
Groundhog's
do-
Day reference, very important.
I had to do that to play the original Phantasy Star. That was a
despite
pain,
it being
though.
the closest approximation
Oh, look at how
to
young
the
he is in the picture.
Groundhog's Day was
The
so
game
good.
aggressively attacks the
Okay, I'm not that excited about Groundhog's Day. Sometimes I sound a little more
Is
enthused than
it
I
just
normally am.
is it plural or is it singular?
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, but you were saying Groundhog's Day.
I have a speech
I
impediment.
think Groundhog's
I'm
Day, it's
claiming.
apostrophe S. It's the Groundhog's Day.
I don't
But
actually
up there
have
it just said groundhog. Okay.
Okay.
It does.
Yes,
If
but
I
that was
said
the
I had a
movie.
Wait, are you saying that this game
Then it's not my
it's
fault.
actually part of the plot that it resets?
Yes.
Yeah, the narrator actually says, and Stanley wound up back in his office.
You should play. You still need to play Flower, Sun, and Rain. It's a bit like that, but weirder.
Okay,
Okay.
so we'll put that on
It's
the list
what
of
happened-
stuff for Mitch to review then.
It's what happens if Suda51 made Stanley Parable. It's
And everyone else needs to play Stanley Parable. Go play Stanley Parable. Steam is free. The game is $15, and you need like a mediocre computer.
that game,
And they
though,
announced like 15 Steam machines, which I'll talk about next week.
Oh, there's one that costs $6,000.
We're not going to talk about that. The cheapest is 500 and uses AMD, while everybody else seems to be using NVIDIA. We're just not going to talk about it right now.
NVIDIA, the sellout of graphics cards. Anyway, Twilight Zone's pretty cool, right? That's more classic sci-fi we're referencing, because what we're doing is Mystery Science 3000 right
but I'm
now.
still not sure I beat
You
the
forgot
game.
the theater.
This is
Mystery. I have a speech impediment.
That-
It's called not able to speak English after hanging around Jessica too long.
other video game
Well,
shows.
you've infected us with your
My lack of English skills.
America. We only speak Americanese.
and Texas.
And Texas. We speak Texas.
Gilp, Gilp,
I scored
Hooey,
a handful
and,
of stars
Texas.
out of multiple stars.
Oh, the third time a question mark is featured.
Mitch is
Oh,
so
wonderful.
mad that he didn't.
I don't like
Oh
using
yeah,
rating
here's when
systems.
you're building a
Dad,
rocket
he's
ship
not
to the
talking to me
moon.
right
I
now.
really hope you weren't eating that glue.
Why
Or
would
the
I
hammer.
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
he's
I did.
building
Oh god,
a
you weren't
rocket.
gluing the hammer to yourself, were you?
Yes.
Did it get
'Cause then
stuck?
we
Please
get
tell
all
us
the
you
time.
didn't become a brony.
When you glue a hammer,
It's too late for me,
to
but it's not too late
yourself,
for you.
You
And
get
a
all of
master's
the powers
degree in
of a hammer.
aeronautics.
I don't think it
Quieter graphic.
Welcome to another
was
retro
so much
edition
louder than
comic
everything
book.
else.
Now,
Like
we'll
every
finally
show.
do
Every
two things
time
today.
that
I'm gonna
happens,
say more about each one,
I'm showing
so it
you
balances.
the
That's
show to some
pre-editing,
people.
Over the years
though.
of comic reading,
I know,
I've
but it's
often
fun to
fallen
watch
in and
them
out
jump.
of webcomics.
Actually, now I
No
don't want to
matter
get
what
rid of it.
happens, there's one that
Yeah, well, I don't know.
absolutely
It's
always
like, oh god, it's so loud, and I have
That
to
is
turn
The
it down.
Adventures of
I
Dr.
hate when I'm
McNiven
like
versus
absent-mindedly
Dr.
watching it, and
Shorts.
it's just boom,
This
and like,
series is
oh.
quite ironic, set in the
Wasn't prepared for that.
In real life, a pretty normal
Again, my
American
favorite
town,
part
no
of your
offense to
reviews
anyone
are
there.
you cosplaying
In
as
the
a
world of
big
Dr.
Cola Pop.
Ninja, the absolute
more
opposite
polar
is true.
bears.
The logic of existence
I need a
runs
studio
on
filled
internet
with
troll
polar bears.
logic, essentially.
No,
You
you
hear
don't.
that, AI? Polar bears.
You don't need a studio filled with polar bears. You
Yes, I
already
do.
have your own studio. Why do I have to share with Mitch? He smells. Why am I sitting next to you again?
I don't smell. Oh, you meant Mitch smells. That makes more
sense.
Well, I'm gonna have to start sharing with AI
The
Junior
titular
over
Dr.
there.
McNinja is something of an embarrassment to his parents.
It's that we're the A team.
I'm not terrified.
And they're
of
the
it.
C team.
And your team won.
We're the AI team.
Middle ground to find him most
Knife,
He
I
emulates
attack.
Batman.
Pretty sure they have a
breaking
T-shirt
through
of
a
it.
skylight
They also
with
have a
a shirt
T-shirt
what he assumed
of the
would be
same
some
character
fun
who
on him.
goes,
But
"Ninjas
once he
can't catch you
realizes
if
he
you're on
just
fire."
injured innocent
That's why he
Italian
set himself
furniture
on
warehouse
fire.
workers, he immediately offers
He's a
medical
genius.
assistance. But he's not above the law. I
He's
mean,
also the one who
except when he
explains
is.
how they eat
Due to the
without
danger
taking off their
involved in
masks.
hypothetically
Because
harassing
if they
him, the
take
fact
off
that
their
nobody else
masks,
could
they
deal with an
die.
outbreak
They
of
eat through their
time-traveling
eyeballs.
dinosaur
No, they just-
overlords, raptor riding
It's
band
just like he'll hold up the
Paul
bagel,
Bunyan's
and then
disease,
there's a
which
bite
is
taken
exactly
out of
what
it, and he's
sounds like.
chewing it.
If he's wanted by the police, all he has to
It
do is
really
reach his
just
office and
takes
say,
the
"Base,"
pop culture
and he's cleared of all
perception of
charges.
ninjas
Because that's
and
the
makes
thing.
it just canon
Dr.
and a
Ninja
part
is
of their
not
life.
an
To the
anomaly.
highest possible.
Well, because like, why don't you take off your masks to eat? Like, because you know, if we take off our
Mayor
masks,
is 100% prepared
explode,
for a
what if something
zombie
like that?
uprising.
Like, so,
Doc's
you know.
sidekick
Us
Gordito is a
ninjas
10-year-old
learned
boy
us
who
some
grew
tricks,
up
you know, as the
mustache
bagel is
by
suddenly like
sheer
half
force of
eaten
will
through his
after his
conversation.
captain
Can I
and his
just say
father
I
was
love
murdered
that
by
mustache?
PA hitmen.
He grew
Doc's
that, as I'm
secretary
saying
is
right now,
Judy,
he
one
grew
of
that
the
out of
medical
sheer
professors
force
with
of will.
Benjamin
When he was, like,
Franklin's
10,
clone. The list
right?
goes on.
Yeah. He worked in the circus like Dick
Grayson,
Grayson, and his father did a whole trapeze shooting act, but
And the creators
he was
even
killed
able
by
to
PETA
write published
hitmen.
work for Marvel Comics. Check
And
out
they were
Fear
like
South
not
Bend.
really doing enough about it, and he just glares at the detective, and the mustache just grows out.
But by the ninth arc, things get color, and the
That
page
mustache
count is
represents
increasing
his
per
Dr.
second.
McNinja.
The series is up to its
That's him
17th
riding a
arc,
robot
the first
Dracula
14
from
of
the
which are
moon.
collected in
And he
5
lands, and everyone's like,
It's
what?
so
And he's like,
awesome
oh, you know what?
that
Screw you
the
guys.
Dracula
I just served a robot
from the moon.
Dracula from the moon.
And now,
I threw that
closing.
Dracula before I left the
I'm going back to
moon.
Dark
Yes!
Horse and due to my
Mitch, you
usual
still haven't made it to the
enthusiasm,
moon.
you may
That was an
not see the
off-topic
full
comment,
significance of
but
this. One of
still
my
appropriate.
absolute,
Black Dynamite.
seriously,
And yeah, I
all
wanna
time
make it to the
favorite
moon.
superhero
No, you're
comics
not.
of
Nope.
all
Writers?
time.
Nope.
We have writers?
The
Nope.
Umbrella
Someone
Until I
let me
get-
go to the moon.
Hey,
Not until I
Mitch,
get
Mitch,
superpowers.
what does your shirt say?
By My Chemical Romance singer Gerard Way.
Not until I
Hey,
get super
I said bear with me here.
Kid is sad.
Turns out
It's
he's
Gerard
good
Way,
friends with
who
comic
is
book
so much
writer
better than he
Morrison.
should. Than
Oh boy, does
He
it
looks
show.
like a high schooler.
Umbrella
He looks like
Academy
a
has a
sad-
potential
Yeah, but like, I mean, yeah, okay, he's the head of My Chemical Romance, but he
There
is
it is.
one of the
That's why.
most
Apparently, Way
amazing
was an
comic
art
book
student
writers
back
that
in
has
his
ever
younger
lived.
days,
It
but it's
baffles
still
me,
beyond
but it's
impressive
true.
that Umbrella
Should he
Academy
stop
is his first
He just
Before
has.
he
already
My
did.
Chemical
Because
Romance?
They broke up
absolute
last year.
perfection.
That's so cool. I enjoy the fact that that band's not together anymore because I have strong opinions towards that.
You know, if you buy Sims
He actually
University,
went-
you can write comic books.
More and more
saying.
comics.
He actually
have
went
done
to art
that
school.
represent The gold and silver
he
ages
went
are
to art
often
school.
mocked for their silliness
But, like,
or
the
ham-fisted
fact that-
storytelling.
I'll get
The
started.
Dark Ages
The
are often
fact that
vilified
like
or
the Umbrella
parodied.
Academy was his first
No
professional
other
work
comic I've ever read
just
has
blows
not
my
only
mind
embraced,
because
but
it's
in
one of the
fact
best things I've
celebrated
ever read.
all
So
the
he's
history of
probably
superhero
one of the
comics.
untapped
There's some good
talented
psychological
talented
exploration,
minds
and
in comics.
Kraken is basically
Pretty
all
much.
the jokes about the Punisher
there
and
any-
Aquaman
any
rolled
word
into
on
one,
his
but
next
everything's
project?
always balanced out. Kraken brushes aside vilification.
Umbrella Academy is finally coming back. Like the second volume came out in 2010. They just announced within the past month that Hotel Oblivion that we've been waiting for that many years is coming out next year, and then they're gonna like while they're
next year,
finishing.
do you mean this year?
I mean this year.
They take
Nice.
each other by the
Yes.
hand and use
And
teamwork.
We're
then
still stuck in
while they're
2013,
working
guys.
While they're
All you really
working
need to
on
know is that
the
halfway
third
through the
volume,
first issue in the
or
collection,
like right when they're done,
we're
they're gonna
treated to
start
the
working on
line,
the fourth one.
just as
So
I suspected.
the fourth one, which we
Zombie
don't know the
robot
title of yet, is
Gustavi
gonna come
fell
out soon after
right
the
before
third.
the
And
Eiffel
I'm just
Tower
like,
flies off into space.
I haven't been this
and
excited
after it
about
fired lasers
comic news
across
since
Paris.
the Stephanie Brown
Because
thing.
this
We all know how
world
that went
runs
down.
on nonsense.
she's
but
back.
nonsense
Back
is
again.
fuel for a machine
Stephanie's
that uses
back.
sense.
I might
Nothing is
die
too
of
serious
happiness
to be
if we
funny,
keep
and
talking
nothing
about
is too
this.
ridiculous to be taken
Well, we
seriously.
don't want to kill you, but
Chimpanzees
it would
have
be
the brain
weird if you
capacity
could
of
actually be
humans
so
and are treated
overpowered
as
with
equal
joy that it
citizens.
The other
kills you.
last thing
robots
he
talk
did
about
though,
making lemonade when
True
life
Lies
is
of the
lemons
Fabulous
and making
Killjoys
it
just
sweet
wrapped
with
up.
blood.
It was kind of interesting. I
Newspapers
feel like
are apparently
there were a couple
willing
loose
to print
ends
the
hanging,
headline,
but I mean Grant
"It's a
Morrison was a
perfect
character
day.
in there,
Nothing
so
bad to report
that's pretty
when
cool.
happened."
And he was gay.
And
Grant
the
Morrison
series
was
is
gay.
such a beautifully
Which
sculpted,
doesn't
inconsistent
really
pacing in terms of weirdness.
seem that out of character for a fictional
Always
version of
make
Grant
sure,
Morrison.
It
no matter-
might
no
be
matter
that.
how
I mean,
useful
when he
the
was
weird
writing-
It
stuff
doesn't
gets,
matter at all.
You're always
which is the
shocked
point they were
and
making.
I mean, when he was
surprised when you're
writing
supposed to be.
The Invisibles,
The main
he just
characters
started cross-dressing
have
all the
abilities
time
ranging
because he had a
from
cross-dressing. He had a
forwards-only
transvestite
time
character.
travel,
Wow.
So he just started
reality
cross-dressing
warping
all
with
the time just to get a
unspecified
feel for it.
constraints to
That's what I did.
indefinite breath holding.
What are we
Also,
looking at now?
the main
There
character
is
was
literally
apparently a magic
nothing
spell to make
traditional
him get
about
laid
this
more.
series,
Grant
aside
Morrison's
from
weird, but
fractions of
awesome.
its values.
Yeah, but we
It's
love
a
it.
psychedelic trip through all the bright sides of the comic book industry
Okay,
and the
so
dark bits.
what is
And
this?
through it all, not every
The
big
White
piece is
Violin,
resolved.
who
It's
is
a
about
story
to
with
destroy the
clear
world.
intentions for
This is the end
continuation.
of
It's building
Apocalypse
a whole
Suite, the
world
first
of
one.
awesomeness.
Okay.
And Gabriel
So,
Baz,
the White
the absolute
Violin.
perfect artist for
The
this,
ignored sister
manages
of
to
the
both remind us why
because
comic
she
books can be the most
wasn't
prestigious
special,
art
which her
with the
adopted
depth
father
and
would tell her
complexity,
flat out.
and remind
That's
us
why
that
she doesn't get to play
superhero
superheroes
comics
with
are
everyone
supposed
else.
to be fun.
She's not special
It
enough.
does both of those
Yeah, he
things.
was a terrible, terrible father
Incredibly
figure.
deep and
In fact,
incredibly
the
fun.
series starts out
It's one of the
after the
greatest
initial
things
introduction of
I've
them
ever
as
read,
kids.
and you need to read
The
it.
main
There's
story
two
starts out with
collections
them
out so far,
meeting up again at his
and
funeral.
we have no idea what
Weren't you telling
They're
us?
not exactly
Morning
that
Glories is
sad
even
about it.
amazing,
I mean,
but
they're
I've never
like
dreamed it was
somber,
fun.
but it's
I
like
know
he was a
Umbrella
terrible father.
Weren't you telling us the other day that most
We
super...
didn't
Ooh, it's
know who
me.
was gonna
I love
survive
me.
this week.
Nobody
So
likes
white
you.
there,
Each
it's
got our own assignment
blinding.
for good,
It's
bad,
the
random,
background.
and we're
It couldn't
introducing it as
possibly
one
be.
cluster segment
That's
we're
your shirt.
calling
And
good,
my
good,
shirt is
good,
also
bad, bad, bad,
Yeah.
random, random
This
chicken.
is also
Good. Bad.
chicken.
Random chicken. It's
Random.
good, good, good. Bad, bad, bad. Random, random
I
chicken.
know, I wrote that line.
And the more we hit the
Best thing about
chickens,
the
the more
90s,
chickens
spying
it
on
summons in
people
a
was
rage.
super easy because all you had to do was
Not
pick up
again.
a landline phone, listen
Not
to
again.
someone else's
90s.
Bad.
Bad.
Your phone line
Everything
was
Jessica
also your
ever
internet.
does.
You know that noise the dial-up made? It was all like people thought it was annoying, but I kind of loved it. It was all.
I feel
Oh right, I was talking about.
Internet connections. Dial-up internet.
I love that noise, and I don't know why.
Have you seen?
Oh, 90s grunge
If
fashion.
you hear that internet connection noise slowed down, it sounds like a horror movie soundtrack. You can go on YouTube and find that.
I actually get enough of that, like playing Silent Hill 2 when static starts happening when monsters get me.
Oh my gosh.
It was an excellent opportunity for
hand
nerds
gestures,
to go outside and
facial
be
expression,
social.
hand
Now we
motion.
stay
Hand
inside
Jess.
and on microphones.
Cheers.
Bad.
I don't know.
Hand Jess.
Remember having
Cheers.
all those tickets from
Arcades,
game to game,
I
and then some
Oh,
idiot
that's
talking
right,
about
we're on
arcade
arcade.
tickets.
take 'em and redeem them for themselves?
So hard to remember all the great things we do.
I do too.
There were
We're
just a
amazing.
lot of really
Well, that's because we're too busy remembering all the terrible
I mean,
things
I
we've done
can't think of- I mean, there was
that will
this
haunt
stuff
us for the rest of our lives.
Got dark.
You don't want to see what we do off screen, guys.
They were super cheap. Like
Especially
I
Mitch.
used to buy floppy disks at 10 cents for a dozen.
Just a tiny itty bitty bit of space. You have a Word
Random.
document on there that's less than a
Like,
page.
stack them
You know
up.
what else floppy disks had?
CDs
What?
that wouldn't all-
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're
You know,
practically
eventually floppy disks are
indestructible,
going to reach that
besides
point of
from one
antiquity where
tiny
they're
little
worth money again.
Bad.
So keep those
Oregon
that
Trail
round part on
in
the disc.
green.
Who remembers Ski Free?
Random?
Died of dis-
Yep, the snowman.
I actually found a
came in all
copy and
sorts of
downloaded
different
it, and
colors,
it's
you
so
could write on
blindingly
them.
neon colored
They're basically
graphics.
the art
Link it to
project
me.
of
I
Dave
need
School.
this.
Bad.
I think
Do
I
you
could
guys
looted it off
remember-
my computer.
Easily erased all
I
of
like
the
whenever Jess
Also,
does
random, you could
bad,
use them like
because
playing
then it
cards
just
and
looks
build a
like
house
the
of cards,
bad
but
thing
instead of cards,
is
it's floppy
Jess.
disks. So a house of floppy
No, it's just I'm bad.
Do you guys remember Odell Down Under?
Doctor.
I remember the pipe
Mitch?
thing or whatever.
It was a game where you were a fish and you ate the
Christmas
smaller
specials
things,
never
and
get
then
old
eventually
or
you got to be
repetitive,
bigger
like
fish,
some
and
other
everyone tried to
series
be a
I
shark.
Sounds like
Bad
flow.
is.
Oh my God, my
There's a
shirt
lot
is
of
hypnotizing me.
recurring villains that sometimes you just get tired of. and
It's
they're
so
kind of
trippy,
generic
which fits the Doctor Who.
Random. Yeah,
Yes.
this is
Chock
actually
full
me
cheesy
poorly
effects, but
cosplaying
fans
as
seem to
Eccleston.
love it, even ask for
I was
it.
actually
Does it count?
just thinking that.
Does it count?
The
I
series
don't know
has
if
a
it
long
counts.
history
don't know.
It doesn't
either.
count. You just
No.
failed.
No,
Another bad
Mitch was
one. They used
cosplaying as
to
Eccleston.
act
I was
and then
cosplaying
they
as the
disappear
opening
and you have to
theme.
get used to some
When
of them
we
again.
went to the 50th, we went to the showing.
You
of
did
the
better
50th
than he did.
anniversary
Yes.
special,
Cumberbatch been adopted.
and Angelina went
Basically the
as
same
an
character
Adipose
he's
fat
playing
baby.
Sherlock, and he's got a huge fan base behind him
Fat
already.
baby.
Good.
The series has been around for over 50
She
years.
stuffed her tummy
And
with
it's
pillows,
still
and our
relevant
friends who
today.
hadn't seen us in a
And
while saw
the
it and
series
thought
just
she was
have a
pregnant.
lot of fancy writing,
Nice.
you know, things like the
You did a good job
soundtrack and other
cosplaying.
various
You
things
fail
like
at
that.
life.
I'm not good at cosplaying. There's Angelina.
Oh, thank God, I
She's
found
in
you.
the middle of the
I have to
screen,
tell you, I
showing
have so
she
much
is
to tell you
important
before
in the
I
origin
have to
of
get back to my
action.
own time. I have to tell you about Lucas.
But that's because she has the important story, and then the AI hacked
cosplayed
my
for
brain.
Oticon
AI
this
has
year.
hacked his brain
We're
with
all
encrypted
cosplaying
files.
for
Look,
Oticon.
I've got the antivirus right here.
Oh God, I
Wait,
forget that she
Angelina,
disappears
what
like
happened?
that. That's not clever editing. She just does that.
I tried to edit that in a thing once. It didn't turn out very well.
Remember this
Emergency
part,
maintenance
Jess?
time.
Then again, it was in a sword fight.
Jeremy!
Like I tried to do an edit like that in a sword fight.
I remember me wanting to hit you for touching me.
I don't say it
Didn't
like
you
that.
actually hit
Actually,
him?
one of my
I couldn't.
favorite.
Angelia
AI
Shelley.
brain.
Like some young teen, but
Shit.
why do I like the
And
Shut
the
up.
Hunger Games.
Because I've suddenly become Gambit.
I like that we have the all-important sign of anger, which is that red collection of squiggles in a cube.
It
there.
means a vein is popping out because they're so angry.
Yeah, but that's something American audiences don't usually get.
Nope, that's definitely an
Except in
anime
Teen
thing.
Titans.
Yeah, Teen
Teen
Titans.
Titans.
I think that's how I was. Yeah.
I got really excited whenever I saw Teen Titans on TV and the opening was in Japanese.
Fun fact about that: whenever the opening's in Japanese,
It's
it
a
means-
comedy-based episode.
Yep, and
Yep.
whenever it's in English, it's a serious story-based.
Yep,
episode.
I remember figuring that out when it was on.
It's actually on their Wikipedia page.
Anyways, the Hunger Games.
Right, The Hunger Games.
I'm hungry.
It is all
That's
about
not the same thing.
Well, it's unrelated.
Well, you know, the second movie is still out. And
I still didn't see the first one.
The second movie was better than the first one, which was only because the first one was such a low bar.
I didn't
well,
really.
and I mean, the first one, it left out a lot of significant moments in the book. That's only because it's hard to take those, put everything into a movie.
It left out the
We all
dark
learned that when they made Harry Potter.
They actually lightened it up, which is bad because
Yes,
the
that's-
third movie is just soul crushing.
Well, see, I could kind of like. I didn't even read the
character.
book,
I haven't
but
read
I
the
can
book
tell
yet.
from the trailers and the hype that the first movie wasn't going to be as dark as the book, and that's why I just decided that I didn't
Well,
care.
here's a small spoiler to give you a hint of what the real darkness is supposed to be. You remember the big dogs at the end of the first book slash movie?
No, I told you I didn't see the movie.
Well, there are big dogs at the end of the first book slash movie.
I'll definitely give
Yeah,
Have
they
some
do.
spark,
In
but
the
every
book,
other
Okay,
the
maybe I should read
dogs
it.
are very clearly constructed out of
And my
the
biggest
DNA of the dead.
Yeah, they had to say, she could see the eyes and the faces of everybody.
The eyes, faces,
I
and
am
hair
going to
color.
read the books now.
Yeah.
You need to read the
Thank you.
books.
Be careful about that, because I read the first book and just like sat. Like I read it at work, and the rest of my work day was ruined.
Dude, it's fine. I can handle.
Actually, that was kind of happening to me at The Last of Us. I just had to sit down and I couldn't play any more games for a bit. I was just like,
Yeah, like
I wasn't hit that hard by the end. I
the
don't know.
evil empire. No, the third book. The evil empire in that series is Nazi evil. They are so like they're blatantly evil. They're just like, you know what? It's easier if we're just totally the final boss of this universe.
I got that from everyone was talking about that one line. It's like they're holding hands, murder them.
And make it so
Yeah, basically.
generalizable that it
It's
becomes
just it's because they're so
It
evil
takes
that they
away
have so
all the
much control.
wonderful
It's
things
like, yeah,
that made
we're
it a
totally
good
evil.
book.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's Lucas.
Who are you?
I'm
Best
totally over
intro
being
ever.
terrified of him.
I like how
I think.
the mythology of Lucas in the show is just that he popped up and gave himself a segment.
It's absurd how elaborate our mythology is.
They will be looking
We
at
yeah,
several
if
anime
you are
series
watching
that
this
are
now for
just
the first
perfect for
time,
the holiday
go
season.
watch our other
Now, to begin
episodes.
with,
'Cause we
so
have
is this
some
outside
very
the
unique
studio?
things
How
in
come
it.
Lucas gets to go outside the studio and we're still stuck in here?
Now,
Not
because
anymore.
the story revolves
By
around Hayate,
demon
who was a
AI.
young man
Lucas is
whose
stuck in my
parents were very
studio now.
responsible. They were heavy gamblers. They get into debt with
You know,
local mob.
there's
The moon is very central to our mythology.
There's actually an abundance of brick
You know, to
walls
pay
in our
off their own
studio if you
debts.
pay attention to it.
Now,
Brick wall.
he decides to try to
wall.
save himself by
It's a
kidnapping
brick wall.
someone.
I don't know.
The stockings
Village
on
of the
that
Damned.
character remind me of
Goes
candy
up to-
canes.
He has these clear indications, even
You know,
dialogue.
No, I probably
I
shouldn't
don't
say
see
that.
combat or a butler in that.
Which
Is
he
that like
actually
another
kind of
dude in the
misunderstands
background?
Yeah.
as being like,
Is that a dude in the foreground?
I really
No.
like
It's so
you
hard to
and-
tell.
No, he's the butler for her, and that's all I know about it.
She
I
actually
know
gets
that's a
kidnapped
manga
by the
cover, but it's
actual
hard to tell in
Yakuza.
anime.
Feeling
It
bad,
really
he
is
actually
sometimes.
goes to
Fun
save
fact,
her,
one
which
of
he
our
does.
crew members has a
And
tattoo
she
of the
pays off
Okami
his
and
family's debt. And now
Totoro
she- now he
on
works for
their
her
body
as her
in
butler
some way,
and
as
bodyguard.
tattoos are meant to do.
And now we kind of look at the situation where
It's not you. You
it's
would
this
know if it's
total
you.
fusion of
I was just
both
Would
laughing at
I?
the way you explained it.
Maybe it's on your liver after Lucas did something to it, I think.
Next off,
Didn't that happen? Or was
He
that just
grabbed
his?
Lucas's
even
liver.
more of a
Wrong way.
comical farce for the
That was a
holiday
good part.
season.
Again,
I just said I don't remember.
Now picture this.
My
You're a young man
Santa.
who was born on Christmas Eve. Your name is
I don't know
Santa
how to feel about
possibly
that.
because your
I
parents
haven't
handed
seen
you
that.
I think
as
that Santa
bad
outfit is
parents
way
have.
too short.
You hate the holiday season.
I think it's
But
funny
lo and
that
behold,
Princess
there's these
Mononoke's
very
face keeps getting
lovely
covered up.
girls Who are Santas in training? We're gonna now
Just
pitch
stop.
in and
Just
try
stop,
to teach you
Princess
the true
Mononoke.
meaning of Christmas.
You know, Lucas spent
This,
the
of
whole
course,
day
is a very
painting that wall.
lighthearted romantic comedy. It's just
Oh,
for
now I
holiday
feel
season.
bad
That's
about what
right.
I did.
It's all
Two
physical
episodes
backgrounds. We don't
Did
use
you
any
pee on
kind
the
of
wall?
technological
Next off,
tricks.
for those of you
Are
looking
you
for
kidding? That would be a
full-length
simple
anime
matter to
who
fix.
really want the feels this
I just
Also,
love
I
all the
actually
white
don't
people
feel
in the
bad.
background like,
Tokyo
huh?
Godfather.
Have you never seen
Now,
Princess Mononoke?
This
You
is
don't
to
know
be
what those
mistaken
are?
with
Oh, you call
So
yourself
many
a nerd.
things that you
I
haven't
am a
seen.
nerd. I'm
We're
just a
looking at three homeless
multifaceted
people in
nerd.
Tokyo
So am I,
who
but
find this
Does
abandoned
that say
baby.
Tokyo Godfathers
Now,
or Grave of the
They all
Fireflies?
band together.
Tokyo
Tokyo Godfathers.
Godfather.
And,
Like
and
a
it's
group
not
of
Tokyo, it's
actors
Tokyo.
somebody has ever seen
Tokyo.
possible.
Tokyo.
Not
Or at
all
least
of us
for
are
this
Tokyo.
polyglots, Jess.
They find the abandoned baby,
Just saying,
and they
if
set
you're gonna
out
call
on
yourself a
this
nerd, you should at least
long
pronounce it right.
Christmas
I'm
Eve
pretty
night
sure that's the
journey.
kind of.
I know how to
Bring the
pronounce
baby
nerd,
back.
okay?
I'm pretty sure those.
I also know how to
arguments are
spell
the-
it because
the
there
ones
was-
that start the
Through
worst
confusion,
like
through
forum
shady
arguments.
characters.
Like,
And it
how do you
really
pronounce
tries
Zidane
and
Tribal in Final
accomplishes
Fantasy
the
IX?
goal of
Is it
tackling a lot
Zidane?
of
I call him
great
Zidane.
I call him Zidane because there's an E at the end of that.
I've heard Zidane because it would be
In
like,
Japanese.
literal Japanese.
There are some crazy. There were some crazy. It's always funny when a manga is getting translated, when characters show up for the first time and their names go through like 5 different iterations before all the translators settle on one. I went through a lot of that with One Piece and Fairy Tail.
Well,
especially.
that's one of the reasons why they stopped doing, like, they'll just give them the name and not change it to, like, Sarah.
It's a romantic comedy.
Right. So, if I
fan service
recall,
just ran.
and I'm
Christmas
taking
Christmas.
some subtle hints here from the fact that everything is Christmassy.
that
This is
Love
the
Hina?
yeah, that's Love
It's the Polar
These are
Edition.
the Christmas episodes.
I got so.
Two people who, if you're like me,
I
you've
finished
been
that
waiting
series
for them
because
to
I
be
wanted
shipped
to
together
get
for
to the end of it, but it got so.
Love Hina is just too harmy. However, they do a pretty decent job with the specials.
Yeah, I've never understood the harem.
Really?
Well, I understand the appeal.
The problem is that it's always excruciatingly obvious who in the harem he's supposed to end up with, so there's no point.
Exactly. There's no one you can latch onto. It's just you. It's just like fans arguing amongst themselves about how they would write the show. Which is why if I ever wrote a harem anime, it would be about the main character realizing that this universe doesn't make sense and all of these women shouldn't be coming onto him for no reason, especially the one who looks 10.
Yeah, that's the big thing. There's always the one that's 10, and there are people going, yes, he should end up with her, just like 10 years later.
Because there's a weird.
I'll stop talking.
There's a weird part of every anime demographic that's like, and just in case they're into children, that the culture really should address for everyone, really, mostly the children.
Oh, hey, look, Cardcaptor Sakura.
Speaking of being into children.
Popotan, the entire series actually, because the entire thing is set with these three lovely ladies.
You know what? I think
at a
Cardcaptor
Christmas
Sakura
store.
only could have come into
Just so happens
existence
to travel
because of
through time.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
A la Tartar-esque.
Wait, but Cardcap.
Because
Also,
there's a
Sailor
level.
I thought
of,
Cardcaptor Sakura
Now,
was
you
before
think
you.
in a
There's a
Yeah,
level of-
in America, I don't know about in Japan.
attached to a card game that a show can reach. If Yu-Gi-Oh is the center of show based on a card game, then one step over is a show based on cards not part of a card game.
I'm still pretty sure that Cardcaptor Sakura came before Yu-Gi-Oh.
At least in the US it did. I don't know about in Japan.
At least in the US.
I'm still pretty sure it was both.
Look, the brick wall in our studio that we don't know where it is.
Yeah, I kind of.
Well, the
That's what I was saying about that mural. It's not there anymore.
the mural was supposed to be on the other side.
It doesn't matter. It's not there anymore.
This was our Doctor Who episode.
And I don't feel bad about
Right.
it. I'm not still bitter at Lucas.
I still
So-
can't find Bill.
Where in the world is Bill Allen?
Guess he missed the TARDIS.
I am so sorry, Bill,
Come on,
that the
Steve.
first time
So
we ever
anyone
pronounced
who's
your,
ever
I ever
casually
pronounced your
read
name.
Doctor Who
I said your name was
several
Bill
things right
Aaron,
from the
which
start.
I'm sure you know
The
is not
TARDIS
your
is
name.
always a blue case box.
I had to
Still
correct you
not
on
enough
camera. That was kind of
syllables
funny.
to do a proper
Somehow
Where in the
manages to
World is Carmen
camouflage in any
Sandiego
time
parody.
period or
Where
location
in the
space.
world is Mr. Bill Allen?
It's Doctor.
Doctor Who?
Not Doctor.
Dr. You.
Okay, favorite Doctor
And
go.
third, the Doctor
The,
doesn't look
uh,
the same from season
Eccleston.
1, 2.
You know,
Well,
I'm actually going to
now.
say Matt Smith.
But yet, he's the same character.
Because I liked season
Well, how
6.
does this
Anything
work?
involving the silence was good, but
Well,
my biggest problem with
it's
Doctor
actually
Who is
quite
that none
simple.
of the big events
He's
are ever quite
a
as
Time
big
Lord.
as they should
See,
be.
Doctor?
I'm gonna go with every 60
It's a part
doctors
of the
ever
race
just
called,
because of that
you
hair.
guessed it,
Every
the
60s
Time
Doctor
Lords.
ever.
These are
See,
people
I
who
just,
have
I,
been chosen
I
for
was
time
so
lords
bummed
of space.
that
So, in
Eccleston only
majorly
lasted one
simplified
season.
terms,
That I
they have the
haven't
ability
really
to
had
time
the
travel.
motivation to watch Tenet stuff.
Now,
Up
That's
until
true.
I'm about to watch it though
All
because I
time
saw him in
travel
broad
that they
shirts
have
and
to
he was
follow,
fantastic.
Like
Right, I
fixed
got
points
attached
in
to him.
time, no change.
But,
well, I
and then
am.
I pretty much skipped.
See, and then I'm probably gonna reach the end of his run and have trouble getting ready to watch Matt Smith's.
Stupid
Unless
vortex.
what's his face new guy looks
As
good.
awesome as time travel is, and
Then
as
I'll
awesome
have to
as
get through
time
Matt
travels
Smith
work,
just to get to the next guy.
I didn't mention that, did I?
Anyone else upset that Peter
The Doctor
Capaldi's not a
is
ginger?
the last of the Time Lords.
I'm just upset that
Again, we're not talking
Benedict Cumberbatch isn't the Doctor.
Anyways,
I'm not upset
philosophy
because if
of,
he was a
and today
ginger,
we're
he
talking
wouldn't have a
about the
soul.
philosophy of reincarnation as
South
experienced by a Time Lord. Now,
Sorry, my dear AI overlord.
I can't even argue with that.
that's what Time Lords call it.
You know what?
As a
My
gimmick, a way to
I
keep the show
fully
going after they
understood
lose their
in my
lead
own
actor.
way what I was
Movies
doing
see
with
it
this
as a
review.
soul-crushing
Oh wait,
experience
this
that
isn't my
renders
review.
them
This is you.
incapacitated
Sorry,
from
I thought I looked like you for a second.
For those of you wondering, I didn't write this script.
This was
Well,
a
I
decent.
mean, there was the time
It was
that
a
you
good
dressed up
script,
as
I
me.
just-
It's true. I dressed up as you once. Again,
Anywho.
miles of mythology.
It's a good script. I just didn't write it. They said, here,
Are not
say this.
necessarily just
All the
gimmicks.
Christ
There's a
imagery in the
philosophy
show,
behind
it's
them.
actually starting to bug
Have
me.
you heard of Buddha?
Think of it, it keeps happening every Christmas episode.
Don't bog me down, son.
I can't
Well,
spoil
way
anything,
along
but
the
there's a
road.
lot.
Well,
Well, you
well
can,
do
but
you
you
know why
won't.
there's the Christ imagery? It's the savior of British television.
Tell me the concept of birth.
It could just be that that's how well viewed the Doctor is.
Well, consider how long he's been around.
Yeah, see?
He has been around for a long time. I'm saying there's a lot of resurrections in this show, especially during the Christmas episodes. Most of Doctor
Almost
Who,
as many resurrections as American comic superheroes.
No permanent consciousness.
No, I'm
Especially
kidding.
Superman.
Not even close.
Continuity doesn't exist in permanent
well, if you take all of them,
but
maybe
that
individual
isn't to say
characters.
everything changes.
The thing about Doctor Who,
Still probably not as many resurrections as people like Bucky Barnes or Charles Xavier.
Jason Todd,
No, Jason Todd only got resurrected once.
he only had one. That makes him
Yeah.
the most accurate depiction of
He
Christ.
had one of the best deaths in comic books. He had one of the best resurrections in comic books because he was a changed character.
Okay, so
Doctor
the philosophy of Doctor Who
Right?
was just coming out of the time
and the Christ imagery.
Yes.
beaten down. And so
I'm sure they'll stop it.
he was alone.
No, they won't. No, they won't. There's no realistic understanding.
No.
Something that was transferred.
Here's what I can say about it. What bugs me the most about Doctor Who is that it is currently a meta of, it's like a show about being a fan of Doctor Who, which is why the Doctor he's not going through any actual character development anymore.
Did you know that each actor writes their own last line for the Doctor?
The current and
Really?
11th
Yep.
Doctor
Oh, that's so
built on this,
cool.
That is cool.
So it's their goodbye to the fans, to the show, to the cast and crew.
I think James Bond is a Time Lord.
He's learning to take
No, they actually explain that. James
up.
Bond is an assigned name to anyone who obtains the position of 007.
They never explained that. That's still a fan theory.
That's a fan theory that I like.
Well, I like that he's a Time Lord.
Hey, they took the Zelda timeline fan theory, just saying.
That would be the greatest fan
They kind of
fiction.
messed with it a little bit, but
Zelda
Mostly.
timeline makes perfect sense.
the official one's a little funky.
No, he's the child. The failed timeline is
No, but there's
child
3
in-
timelines.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know there's 3 timelines. There's the hero succeeds, the hero fails,
lots and lots.
and the
Mitch's
third
law.
one.
It's because they're all alternate realities and
the
all
third
alternate
one's-
dimensions.
It's me. Look at me.
The third one was a bit
Nobody
messy.
cares about you.
I care about me.
Being.
And you'll see the
He calls
important part about
himself
me
Lucas, if
is
he
that
is in fact male.
the prop phone.
He has also seemed to have given himself a spot on the show.
So remember, don't trust Lucas.
Never trust
I have a
Lucas.
text from
Jeremy
Jeremy
Lucas.
telling
Wait,
me
not yet.
not to trust him.
Not yet.
I find that
Wait
ominous and
for
terrifying.
Lucas. And he takes my nose.
He
Remember
never
those
gave that
days
back.
when we were terrified of Lucas?
So I struck a deal with the AI. Unfortunately, these two don't exactly like it. So they're gonna be like this for a minute. Basically, the AI thinks we need to watch some of this disaster we call a show, and then he'll let us go home. But these two,
I have a blue mustache now.
oh god. Sorry.
Oh, you're so close. Why'd you laugh?
Because blue mustache. And that was funny.
Okay, I'm giving you a new piece entirely.